Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand, in for Paula Degnan. Quick work by firefighters this morning in Hazleton as they saved a house from going up in flames. City fire crews were called to a home at the corner of 11th and Laurel Streets for a house fire. When crews arrived on location, they found roughly 3 feet of a 12-foot wooden and siding-covered banister on fire on the first floor of an apartment building. It only took about a minute to extinguish the flames. The fire appears to be accidental, though it was still being investigated. No injuries were reported. A Hazleton man will spend up to 14 years in state prison for sexually assaulting 2 girls. Hector Berberen Soto explained it was a mistake that he sexually assaulted the 2 girls. A stern Luzerne County Judge Michael Vo directed him to stop talking. Hazleton police arrested Berberen Soto back in August of 2017 after investigating claims he'd sexually assaulted the girls for 6 years. One girl claimed Berberen Soto began assaulting her when she was 8 in 2012 and continued until April of 2017. The last assault occurred inside a vehicle parked near a grocery store on 22nd Street in Hazleton. The other girl told authorities Berberen Soto began assaulting her when she was 6. Berberen Soto told the girls not to tell anyone about the assaults because it would get him in trouble with state parole agents. He was sentenced on 3 counts of indecent assault. He was also ordered to lifetime registration of his address, place of employment, and vehicle upon his release from prison under Megan's Law from the state. A McAdoo man charged with stabbing another man in East Union Township back on April 4th was in court Thursday. 44-year-old Mariano Obales is charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated assault, 1 felony count each of burglary, criminal attempt to commit criminal homicide, criminal trespass, and criminal mischief, as well as misdemeanor crimes of simple assault and recklessly endangering another person. A Frackville State Police investigation revealed Obales went to the Shepton home just after 2 a.m., flattened 4 tires on a vehicle parked outside, then broke into the residence. Police say Obales then went to a bedroom where his ex-girlfriend, Sagrario Amarles Munoz Roa, was with her new boyfriend, Mario Alexandre Marin Abreu, resulting in Obales pulling out a knife and stabbing Marin Abreu in the chest after an argument. Obales was returned to Schuylkill County Prison, failing to post $500,000 straight cash bail. A Coaldale man involved in the April 2016 drug-related death of a young Tamaqua woman will serve time behind state prison bars. 36-year-old Jonathan Seekins must spend 2 years in the state intermediate punishment program, which combines imprisonment in a state correctional institution with prison-based substance abuse treatment and community-based rehabilitation, plus an additional 5 years on probation. He pled guilty November 7th of 2018 to criminal solicitation. At the time, prosecutors withdrew charges on drug delivery, resulting in death and possession of a controlled substance. State police at Frackville alleged Seekins participated in the furnishing of fentanyl to 23-year-old Alexandria Senkevich of Tamaqua on April 1, 2016. Senkevich died the next day of a fentanyl overdose in her parents' Tamaqua home. Her body was found with a needle in her arm by her mother. 1 man is in the hospital and another man is behind bars, being held for police for questioning following a Thursday morning stabbing in Wilkes-Barre. Wilkes-Barre Police Chief Joe Coffey says the 2 men got into a fight just before noon in a home on the 400 block of North Main Street. The chief says 1 man allegedly pulled a knife on the other and stabbed him, leaving him in serious condition. The victim was taken to a nearby hospital. The suspect remains in police custody as of mid-afternoon Thursday. State police say 64-year-old Sarah Timms of Shikshini was killed inside a Chevy Blazer after being struck by a Cadillac Escalade at the intersection of Route 11 and East Butler Street in Shikshini. Investigators say the Escalade, driven by 36-year-old Christy Simaluka of Hunlock Street, was coming down West Butler Street to the intersection of Route 11 around 2 p.m. Thursday, carrying 15-year-old and 12-year-old girls. The SUV went through the stop sign, striking Tim's SUV on the driver's side. Both SUVs ended up on the sidewalk of East Butler Street. State police haven't said why Simalucha failed to stop at the intersection at this time. According to state police, the 3 in the Escalade had injuries from the crash, but didn't say if they went to the hospital. That investigation is ongoing in Luzerne County. The Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources closed the beach both at Tuscarora and Locust Lake State Parks in Schuylkill County, to swimming, effective today because of resampling requirements. Now, as a precaution, the beaches will remain closed until acceptable water sample results are received. DCNR has posted signs at both beaches. If those were your plans for Memorial Day weekend, don't worry. Other activities at Tuscarora and Locust Lake State Parks, such as camping, picnicking, hiking, and fishing, are proceeding as usual. For updated information on the beach closures, you can check out the alerts section of the park's websites. Now, coming up on WYLN News, we'll have a recap of last night's opioid forum at the Wiltsey Center, plus our Julie Stefanovic has the details about EMS Week and how Lehigh Valley Health Network is involved. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow looks cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 61. Then Sunday, we might have some evening thunderstorms, a high of 80 and a low of 56. But so far, it looks like it'll hold up for a mostly cloudy Memorial Day. We'll be right back.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is honored to serve you. And this month, we're honoring those who have served us during the Bigger Things sales event. Lease a new 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorn 4x4 for just $269 a month. Learn more at allamericanjeep.net.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Save now on a vehicle that blends city style with wilderness spirit. It's the Jeep Celebration event at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get outside in a new Jeep Wrangler Sport 4x4 starting at $33,799. Learn more at allamericanjeep.net.
Last night, WYLN TV aired a public forum at the Wiltsey Center where panelists shared a multifaceted approach to tackling the opioid epidemic. The State of Emergency Opioid Crisis Searching for Solutions, Support, and Recovery Forum was broadcasted live right here on WYLN TV last night, and the first of 3 planned for this year that dealt with the ongoing opioid crisis happening within our communities. The Opioid Forum was put on by the Hazleton Standard-Speaker newspaper with support from us here at WYLN TV, SSP TV, the Hazleton Area School District, the Wiltsey Center, and was sponsored by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. For an hour and a half, 3 panels discussed prevention, treatment, and recovery, moderated by Pat Ward before answering questions. The panels consisted of medical professionals and treatment experts who shared resources for prevention, treatment, and recovery. Panelists also included representatives from LVHN, Pathway to Recovery, Skook Recovers, Guardian Angel Recovery House, and Silver Pines Treatment Center, which spoke about educational, treatment, and recovery programs locally available. Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Recovery Organization Alliance, Bill Stauffer, knew firsthand the toll that substance abuse takes on a person and the people they're closest with. Stauffer, who's been in long-term recovery himself since 1986, was one of many who told their story, delivering a message of hope to the more than 150 people who packed the Opioid Forum.
And that I had nothing to be ashamed about. In fact, 1 in 3 Pennsylvania families are suffering this, mostly, sadly, in silence. I think that the biggest problem that we have is not talking about it. What we don't want is people thinking that there's something wrong with them or there's something wrong with their family. The reality is there's 23.5 million Americans in long-term recovery.
Today, the Department of Health celebrated EMS Week with members of the Lehigh Valley Health Network family. Our Julie Stefanovic has more.
Members of the Department of Health and the State EMS Director visited the Lehigh Valley Health Network today as part of Emergency Management Services Week. Officials met with EMS workers and the medical flight crew this morning at the Hazleton Regional Airport. They were there to thank the providers for their role in keeping Pennsylvanians healthy and safe.
EMS Week is a phenomenal opportunity for not only the State Department of Health, but also for local communities and EMS regions, and really even everyday Pennsylvanians to be able to take special note of the phenomenal work that these dedicated professionals do in their communities, not only during this week, but also every day of the year. EMS providers and really public safety in general are truly a special breed of selfless individuals who are always putting themselves on the line every day in making sure that we're all well taken care of in our time of need. And the events like this are just a great opportunity for us to be able to showcase the great work that they're doing, let them know that they're appreciated, and how much we truly appreciate the work that they do every day.
Over 42,000 EMS employees statewide respond to around 1 million emergencies and medical situations each year.
So we have at Hazleton with APTS, there are about 60 employees that are connected with APTS, but that is only one EMS provider that services our community. There are so many others servicing Hazleton and the surrounding areas, but with APTS, we have about 60 employees or colleagues that work with us.
In Hazleton alone, over 400 medevac flights are conducted annually. Services like this are key in helping out the residents of Hazleton. And Mayor Jeff Cassad knows of the importance of having the dedicated EMS services teams in the greater Hazleton area.
We have an outstanding group of EMS in the city of Hazleton. It's very important for the residents to know that we are that well trained, and the response to the individuals will be here and the services can be provided immediately.
Attendees also had the chance to see the medevacs up close and personal. The helicopters have been kept in our new home at the Hazleton Airport for the past few months.
The opportunity we had to move over here to the airport at Hazleton has been awesome. We have a great facility here that's able to help us get the aircraft out of the weather, not be exposed all the time to the elements. We know that on the plateau here we're always exposed to wind and cold, and it's a lot better for the helicopter to be able to be inside in bad weather. And the nice thing is we're still only a couple miles away from the hospital, so we're there in just just a couple minutes. We're right back over there, so there's no real difference in service for that.
In Hazleton, for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. Congressman Matt Cartwright helped find new federal funding that will aid in municipalities paying for stormwater fees. Cartwright asked the House Appropriations Committee to approve the funding. The committee agreed to double the money available for grants to communities from $12 million to $24 million in the fiscal 2019 year. This is part of the Environment and Related Agencies budget bill that was approved Wednesday. In his statement, Cartwright said he believes this new federal funding will help reduce local fees over time, and every dollar spent by the federal government is a dollar saved by local communities and working families. After 40 years of service to the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Department, the chief is retiring. Chief Ron Smith retired from the department this month. Smith started in the department back in 1979. While he's retiring, Smith will continue serving the township as Emergency Management Agency Coordinator. Captain Will Clark has been named the acting chief. He's slated to take over after his official appointment scheduled for next month's council meeting. He'll take over the department that has 14 full-time officers and about 25 part-timers. Clark, in his 27th year with the department, said he wants to continue the department's progress. Coming up on Auden Reed's News Choice, your Week in Review. Plus, our Paula Degnan has details in Community and You on the Lackawanna Heritage Festival that's coming up. Stay with us.
Pocono Raceway is summertime, where the kids are free, where fans become friends, where good times roll, and the racing is always a little tricky. Bring your friends. Bring your family. Just bring it. Pocono style. New this year, the Great Pocono Raceway Air Show.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Welcome to Community and You, and today we are going to talk about an inaugural event. Now, when I say Lackawanna County Heritage Fair, don't think that it's just for Lackawanna County, because the people that have been involved in this are trying to make it more heritage throughout northeastern Pennsylvania. Dom and Armand are both going to talk a little bit about that. Let's start with Armand. First of all, was I right? You're trying to get everybody involved?
Oh, yes. Not only county-wise or geographically, but also from all types of ethnic groups, all types of populations. We are trying to celebrate the heritage and culture of northeastern Pennsylvania, all ethnic groups.
Okay, now when we talk about that, Dom, you have been involved in your own ethnic groups up in Jessup. You have, a lot of people are familiar with St. Ubaldo. You have all the other things that happen up there in Jessup. Why is it important, in your vision, that people should be able to all get involved in this Lackawanna Heritage Fair?
Well, it's the best money you could spend. For $10, you come into the park, you park for free, you enjoy the water park, you enjoy the lift, you enjoy the rides. You then could walk and enjoy all the ethnic foods that are going to be there, all the arts and crafts, and we're trying very hard to go out at least 2 hours, so that's Philadelphia and almost New York from us, and we're just trying to bring this together to be the best inaugural, and we're going to learn from it. I'm sure we're going to make mistakes, and we're going to learn, and we're going to make it right for the people to enjoy themselves up at Montage Mountain.
And that was going to be my next question. Armand, where and when is all this happening?
The fair will take place from Wednesday, May 29 of this year. That's the Wednesday after Memorial Day weekend. And it will run through the following Sunday, June 2nd. It will open every day at noon, and on Wednesday and Thursday, we close at 10. Friday and Saturday, we will close the fair at 11. And on Sunday, we'll close at 8 because we have to give the vendors time to break down and get out.
Wow.
Yeah, leave town.
Now, as you're talking about the fact that there are going to be rides, there's going to be all kinds of different things. Armand, when you talk about trying to keep it local, have you been able to do that?
Yes. Well, first of all, as Dom said, we're up on Montage Mountain. One of the recommendations of the study committee that the commissioners appointed to study the concept of a county fair was to try to market what we have. And on Montage Mountain, besides the Montage Mountain Ski Resort, we have the Live Nations Pavilion with the summer performances. We have also the baseball stadium, PNC Stadium. And so we are trying to promote everything that's up on that mountain. The fair is located at Montage, but for example, we're going to have a family ticket day with the stadium on Sunday afternoon. One ticket price gets you into both events. We have a local rides vendor, Schweika, out of Scott Township, and we have 2 performance stages staffed completely by local entertainment.
Great. Now, Dom, when we're talking about that $10, that really gets you in the door. And I understand everybody's going to get a wristband once they get inside?
Correct. You'll come to the ticket box and you'll get a wristband for $10. That wristband will allow you to partake in anything within the park. All our entertainment is free. You'll enjoy that all day long. We try to have 2-hour intervals, so every 2 hours somebody would be different there. We're going to have walking around things like Damien the Magician. He'll walk around and he'll perform magic for the children as they're walking. He'll make a balloon. We're going to have somebody blowing up the balloons and tying them into hats and all that kind of stuff so that there would be fun for everybody. And then the lodge, the Montage Lodge is going to have arts and crafts down there. And we're going to have upper and lower segments of Montage where vendors will be in both places so everyone could enjoy that flow.
Wow. You folks have really, and how long? You've been working on this, 3 years?
3 years.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, don't go away. Make sure that you tune in again to Community and You because we're going to have Armand and Dom back with us again, and they're going to give us some more details about the Lackawanna, the inaugural Lackawanna Heritage Fair, and we've had the information there on the screen. Mark it on your calendar and tune in again soon on Community and You.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Krugel's Georgetown Deli has been voted Northeastern Pennsylvania's best craft beer selection several years running. Krugel's is your craft beer headquarters, and gift baskets are available for all occasions. Krugel's is home of the Crowler. Fill your Crowler up in their tap system and keep your favorite beer fresh longer. Krugel's Georgetown Deli, Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Check them out on the web at georgetown.deli.com. For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. Packages are available to fit anyone's budget, and there is a restaurant and catering on site. The facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor parties, private parties of any kind. Call 570-384-2314.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Monday, a crash in Banks Township that sent one person to the hospital and shut down a roadway. The crash happened around 5 Monday morning on Spring Mountain Road in Banks Township. The car rolled and ended up in a ditch on the side of the road. The driver was trapped inside for about 2 hours while fire and rescue crews worked to free him. Tuesday, primary election day brought out hundreds to vote for their candidate, whether it was for mayor, council, school board, or supervisor. Wednesday, the day after primary election day, we recapped all the big races in our area, including Hazleton's mayor's race, where the Republicans choose to renominate Jeff Cassett for another 4-year term. And Democrats have chosen Bob Yavak to challenge Cassett in the general election. On Hazleton City Council, voters on the Democratic ticket voted for Nicarol Soto and Jack Mundy, and on the Republican side voted for Lauren Sacco and Pete Andrasco. In Wilkes-Barre, Mayor Tony George lost to fellow Democrat George Brown in a rematch from 4 years ago. Thursday, communication, cooperation, and observation ended with 2 men behind bars. Wednesday afternoon, Hanover Township Police sent out information and photos of a vehicle is sought in connection to a bank robbery early that day on the Sansui Parkway. The detectives in the Hazleton Police Department recognized the vehicle from a residence on Peace Street, which led to police surrounding the home at 549 Peace for about 2 hours. After investigating, police found that 29-year-old Aaron Fernandez and 45-year-old Wayne Kasletter were in the home and were taken in for questioning. Police found that the two men dumped hundreds of dollars in cash along Interstate 81 after discovering there was a tracking device in the bag. Both were eventually charged in the incident that happened earlier in the day at M&T Bank in Hanover Township. Friday, quick work by firefighters this morning in Hazleton saved a home from going up in flames. City fire crews were called to the home at the corner of 11th and Laurel Streets for a house fire. When they arrived on location, they found roughly 3 feet of a 12-foot wooden and sided covered banister on fire on the first floor of the apartment building. It only took about a minute to extinguish the flames. The fire appears to have been accidental, but is being investigated. No injuries were reported in that fire on Monday. That's your weekend review, brought to you by All American Auto Group, Route 309, Tamaqua.
Tonight, WYLN News has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Pocono 400. The race is next weekend at the Pocono Raceway in Long Pond. To win these tickets to the Tricky Triangle, all you have to do is call us right now at 570-459-1869, extension 1172, and leave your name, phone number, and the town you live in. You'll be entered into the drawing, and a winner will be picked at random. So, call now, and good luck. That's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
One day I had a dull ache on my right side. They found a growth on my uterus.